beautiful ones, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Michelle and it's an absolute pleasure to have you here. I've been collecting handbags now for well over a decade. I love fashion and I love handbags, and I especially love handbags, and in that time I've been collecting them, I've learned an awful lot along the way. Today's video, I thought I would make a handbag tag video. I love a handbag tag. There's quite a few of these going around at the minute, and I have come up with this one myself. My very first handbag tag that I have thought of, and I thought I would put it out there and tag a few content creators to see if they will hopefully make this tag and pass it along. If I haven't tagged you, please obviously feel free to make it. It would be wonderful to see. If you do, could you please just tag me so then I can watch it, because I'd be really interested to see just to see your choices really and what you have to say about these things. So the title of this tag is New versus Old, and what it is it's newest bag in collection, oldest bag in collection, then the bag most likely to be sold, so the one next on the chopping block, and the handbag which is top of your current wish list. So how I came up with this is that I thought these are things which I really want to know, because I'm a bit of a nosy girl and I want to know what other people are doing. So I thought, why not just make a tag myself, and let's go. So first one, newest bag in collection. Don't know why I keep looking at my notebook. I made it up myself. I should know it. But anyway, I've got a notebook. So yeah, newest bag in collection is my new work bag. If you've watched any of my other videos, you'll know I've been looking for a work bag for a little while, and I got this from Vinted. Surprise, surprise. It was about £175, and this is her. I've already put some scarves on it, and it is a Moo bag. No idea from when. I love saying Moo. No idea from when, but I'm guessing it's vintage, well over 15 years old. I'm assuming. If you know anything about this bag, the name of it, when it came out, anything at all, let me know please. I would love to know a bit more about this bag. I have done a little bit of research on it and I can't find it, but it's definitely authentic. I did some checks myself in regards to, you know, like, you're obviously, you know, the bits and pieces inside it, numbers, etc, so I knew it was authentic, but I did get Vinted to verify it for me as well, because I always do, just to be on the safe side. So I know it's definitely authentic, but I couldn't actually find any details of this bag itself online. I saw another one that was for sale, but I couldn't find this bag at all. So I've got no idea when it came out, the name of it, anything. But I really like it. It does fit my laptop, only just though. That was like the biggest requirement for a work bag. Fit in my laptop. It doesn't go in that way, but it goes in that way. So yeah, it fits. Now, you may be saying, Michelle, why on earth do you want a work bag? You no longer go to work. That is true. That is very true. I no longer go into an office. I left my job in insurance. I don't know if I told you this before, but I was working in the insurance, or if you want to know, but I'll tell you anyway. I was working in the insurance industry for 22 years. I was at the same company for 18 of those years, and I left in February. I went off sick in February, and I left right at the end of March, very beginning of April. And the reason why I went off sick was due to poor mental health. So yeah, I used to love working for that company. It was absolutely amazing. Still is to some extent, but yeah, I had a horrible manager, and that horrible manager affected my mental health quite significantly, to the point where I had to leave. So yeah, but it's all okay because I've set up my own company, so I'll be doing a couple of things. I will let you know some of those things another time as they kind of materialise, but I will hopefully be off meeting clients at some point, and I wanted a bag, a nice bag, one which will be kind of on brand, if that makes sense, for my new company. not too flashy, not like too cheap looking, but somewhere in the middle. And I thought a nice vintage pre-loved Moo bag, perfect. But yeah, as I said, my requirement was that it fits my laptop, and it does. So happy days. Yeah, so that is the newest bag in my collection. The oldest bag in my collection is my very first designer handbag. And yeah, I know from watching a few of my fellow content creators that they, even though they some of them kind of get through bags fairly quickly, the first bag that they bought is one that they tend to keep hold of for sentimental reasons. Now, I've kept hold of mine, not necessarily for sentimental reasons, but I've just, you know what I'm like. Anyway, I've kept it. And I had it tucked away. Now, I dug it out, and now I'm thinking, my newest bag, oldest bag. Definitely new versus old here going on. So I will pop some cutaways of what this bag looks like on. And it is this one. It is a massive Ralph Lauren hobo bag. Surprise, surprise, I got this from Bicester. I bought this over 10 years ago. As I said, this was my first designer bag. And it is from, it's a Louis Vuitton. No, it's not a Louis Vuitton one, it's Ralph Lauren one. And it is from the actual collection, if that makes sense. I'm not sure what it's called, but it's not like the Polo or one of the diffusion lines. It is from like the collection. I think it's called Ralph Lauren collection, I think. Anyway, yep, so I got that from Bicester. It was about, how much was it? It was about somewhere between 200 and 300 quid, you know. But yeah, it just goes to show how much handbag prices have changed. And when I got this one for when I went back from when I went from maternity leave back into the office. And the reason why it's so big is because I was taking my son to nursery every day on the bus. So I needed it to carry supplies, spare nappies, spare all the spares of everything that you need when you have a little baby. And yeah, so that is why it is so big. And then obviously as he got a little bit older, didn't need nappies so much, and we're still going on the bus. It then got filled with toys, and I needed it to be big enough to put my lunchbox in, etc, 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 which is why it is so big. But one of the reasons why, and I hadn't forgotten this bag when I bought my Moo bag, but one of the reasons why I stopped using this and why I wanted a different bag for when I go out meeting clients is because of the size of this and where it sits sort of on, I'm only 5'2", so it sits sort of on my hip, kind of like, is that a hip? You know what I mean, on your hippie bit. And when I was wearing certain clothes, and this used to really, really annoy me, when I was wearing certain clothes, usually ones that were made out more sort of t-shirty type material, and there was a few others as well, it used to rub, I think, because when, like, it's not too bad, anyway, I'll show you in the cutaways, it doesn't look too bad in the cutaways, just because there's nothing in it, but when it's full of stuff, like it was when I was using it, it was full of all sorts, as I said, it used to rub on my clothes. So like, especially like knitwear, so like jeans were fine, but things like sort of like knitwear, things that were t-shirt material, I even had something that was printed with some kind of pattern on it, and where it used to rub, it either used to rub off the pattern or it used to go really, 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 really bobbly, and it just used to ruin your clothes, which is why I stopped using it in the first place. So I have kept it because it's big, it's practical, and I think if I just was to take it out and just sort of use it for an hour or so here and there, I think it would be fine. But because I was using it for quite, well, actually no, I couldn't have been using it for a massive amount of time. So I used to walk to the bus, then walk from my work, walk to the bus, then walk from the bus to the nursery to work. Yeah, maybe I was doing a bit of walking, but yeah, I guess if you don't use it and walk around with it a massive amount, it'll probably be okay. But if you do lots and lots of walking, it'd be absolutely awful because it would ruin your clothes. So yeah, that is one of the reasons why I thought, you know what, I know this is a big bag, fit my laptop and more, but I want something different. Now, I haven't tried that bag yet with my laptop in for walking around, but I'm hoping my Moo bag will be fine. So yeah, we will see, we will see. Anyway, that is my newest bag, my oldest bag, next one on the chopping block. And I know what you're thinking, Michelle, you don't sell any bags. That is true. That is very, very true. But it doesn't mean I don't want to know what bags other people want to sell or what I can expect in vlog sales coming up. Hence why I thought I would add this into the tag. Plus as well, it's something that I've been thinking about for quite a long time, because I've seen quite a few people, like, you obviously get the usual suspects, vlog selling bags, etc, 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 which is perfectly fine and reasonable to do. But you then see a few other people that don't usually sell bags, selling bags and curating their collections, and then other people that have already got really well curated collections. So they know their style, they know what they like, and their bags all kind of fit, if that makes sense. So like Cassie Thorpe, for example, her bags are sort of blue, greens, oranges, pinks and the odd black bag. So they all kind of, you know, if she buys a new bag, you can pretty much guarantee it will be one of those. Ramina Rose May, most of her bags are metallic. So you kind of, you know, whereas my handbags are just like spaghetti up a wall, really, to see what sticks. I've got all sorts. So yeah, there's nothing, well, I do have bags which are me, if that makes sense, but not all of them. They're all a bit like all over the place. So I have really been thinking, should I sell some bags? Plus as well, as I said before, I'm not currently working as such. I am working. I work hard and I do it every day. I have my own business, but that business hasn't yet made a single penny because I haven't yet fully launched, because it's taken that amount of time to get it together. I'm doing two businesses, so yeah, I know nothing about business, by the way, so this is a bit of a thing, but it's very important to me. Both the businesses that I am creating are very dear to my heart, and yeah, I may or may not tell you a bit more about them. I possibly will, to be fair, because they're really, yeah, they mean a lot to me, so I probably will at some point. But anyway, I'm not here to promote my businesses or whatever. So yeah, I'm here to show you bags. So I picked two. You know what I'm like, I can't just go for one. So I've got two bags, which if I was selling bags, these would be the ones which I would sell first. Now the first one isn't a designer luxury bag as such, but I've used it once, which compared to some of my other bags isn't too bad. But I have had it about 6 years and I can't imagine I would use it again. And the reason for that is a very me bag, so to speak, but the reason for that is because it's just quite big on my frame and it is bright red. And it is this one. It's a Doc Martens bag. It's wonderfully made. It's this Doc Martens heart bag, which, yeah, there's nothing wrong with it at all, to be fair. In fact, I'm looking at it now being like, oh, maybe I won't get rid of it. But I don't know, there's other bags which I would go for in my collection when I'm going out, doing whatever, that I would choose more than this one. I think like how it does up is literally old school buckle. If that kind of popped, you know, like a mock buckle, so to speak, if that sort of popped, then yeah, probably be more wearable. But I don't know, yeah, as I said, I've worn it once and that was not long after I had it. So I've worn it once in probably about 7 years, I think. But it was a limited edition Valentine's Day one apparently. But yeah, definitely I should really look to sell that one. And the other one, you could probably guess what this is by the box. It is a shrimps bag, and you can probably guess what bag it is. I bought this one, I was a Wally brain when I bought this one, because I knew that there was an issue with this style of bag. But instead of choosing the colour of the bag, where the issue doesn't really affect as much, I went with a different colour. But this colour bag is definitely a neutral in my collection. So this is, again, it's a me bag, to be perfectly fair. But I've never used it because I've been worried about ruining it, which is absolutely silly. I've thought a few times about using it as like a ornament, if that makes sense, and putting like some, you know, like some dry flowers or just like a plant or something in it. Obviously not a real plant because that would completely wreck it, but you know, like an IKEA plant type thing kind of in it to make a thing of it. I may still do that actually. It might look quite cute on the table. I could sell it, but I don't know, maybe I should. Anyway, oh, I've got another bag in here. I forgot that was in there. Anyway, this be it. I love this bag, you know, I do love this bag, and I bought this with every intention. Maybe I wasn't fully aware of the issue, or maybe I just forgot, or maybe I was sort of price orientated, because the white one was quite a bit more money than this one. I managed to get this one in the sale. It was like 200 and something rather. And as I said, this is literally about the second time I think it's even been out of the box, which is absolutely horrific. But this is such a me bag, and I bought it thinking, oh, I use it all the time, but this is it. It's absolutely gorgeous bag. It's silver, like ball bearings, and I love it. I saw this in the store. I bought this online from Harvey Nicks, but before I bought it, I saw it in the store, and I was just like, oh, I absolutely love that, and I still do. You know, looking at it now, I absolutely love it. But I know that there's an issue with with the plastic rubbing off these ball bits, which to me is silly, because if this was a cheap bag from Primark, guarantee the plastic would not rub off those ball bits, because I do have a couple of cheap beaded bags from high street shops, and the plastic has never ever rubbed off. So why does it rub off on an expensive bag? If you have one of these bags, please put something in the comments about your experience with the plastic rubbing off, especially if you've got the silver one. What is the colour underneath? Like, do you still use it? Do you not use it? Because I would actually really quite like to use this bag, but I'm just thinking the second I use it, that's it then. I can't resell it because it's going to be ruined. It's going to be rubbed on something, ruined, and that's that, which has put me off using it. So, yeah. Anyway, I know you probably think, Michelle, you're silly, just use it, but I'm not going to, which means I should sell it. But yeah, as I said, stick a plant in it. It might be good. Might look good on the living room table. It would definitely go with my decor in the living room. So that is it. The last one is bag top of my wish list, and I have mentioned this before. In fact, I've made a short about it because I'm still utterly obsessed with the Row small bindle bag. Sorry, coughing. But I'll tell you something a bit weird about this one. Is I went into Selfridges last week to sort of just have a little look round, and I was filming. I thought I'd film a little bit of a vlog, and I went into Selfridges, and it was the one in Birmingham. I know they've got the Row in the one in London, or they had it in the one in London, but I thought I'd just ask to see if they've got it in Birmingham, because I really wanted to have a little look at this bag, because if it's crap, I want to get it out of my mind, because it's annoying me. It's in my brain, and it's just, let me know in the comments if you know what I mean. When you've got a bag in your head, it just hangs around and it annoys you. Start dreaming about it, all sorts. If you do that, let me know. Please let me know I'm not alone in my oddness. It's probably not odd at all, actually. Like, who knows? But for me, it's just, anyway. So yeah, I went in and I just said, have you got any of the Row bags? And the lady looked at me really weird, and she was like, what do you mean? And I was just like, the Row, is in the brand The Row? And she just didn't really know what I was talking about. But yeah, I was a bit surprised. But again, that just makes me think, yeah, like, it's weird, because it's like when you're into something, you sort of assume that everybody else knows what you're talking about. But I would have thought in Selfridges, in the handbag department, they would know. but maybe they don't. Maybe they don't. Maybe it's just my weird, odd perceptions of things. And it's, yeah, as I said, it's like when you know something, you just assume everybody else knows it, and it's normal to know this stuff, but maybe it's not. But anyway, let me know your thoughts. If I haven't already said, if you have not yet subscribed and you enjoy handbag content, please do subscribe. It would really, really mean a lot to me. My channel hasn't been going that long. I realised I had some weird setting on my channel, just in case you're wondering why I don't have many views. At least I hope this is the reason. You're probably like, no, Michelle, turn off after 1 minute. Fine, whatever. You wouldn't be hearing this if you did turn off after 1 minute. So hopefully you're still here. But yeah, I saw a YouTube video about YouTube settings, and I had some weird... Anyway, I had some weird setting on, and yeah, it was auto dubbing, and I have been wondering for some time why well over 50% of my audience are from South Korea. And then I saw a YouTube video that's just like, turn it off. So I've turned it off. So fingers crossed I will get more views and more wonderful, wonderful subscribers. So as I was saying, if you haven't yet subscribed, please do. It would really, really mean the world to me, and it would be amazing, amazing to have you here. So please subscribe, let yourself be known in the comments, say hello, and yeah, hopefully speak to you soon. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
At 29 and I find myself wondering what did happen to the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you.